and told us we were working for 50 cents an hour, no matter what you were making. If you were making $1 an hour, you went down to 50 cents an hour.
Workers on the Rouge lines had never had job security. Now those lucky enough still to have jobs became increasingly powerless.
You couldn't even talk to guys on the job, not to let the foreman see you. There were whispering going on and whatnot. A friend of mine was fired 3 times, a guy by the name of John Gallo, for smiling. If you went to the bathroom, you had to get permission from your supervisor. And if you was in there over 3 or 4 minutes, you would had one of the service guys, if you had to use the bathroom to relieve your bowels, he would come up and put his foot where you flush, and he says, stand up. And when you stand up, if there wasn't something in that toilet, out you go.
Conditions became so bad at the Rouge that workers began listening to recruiters, urging them to join something most of them had never even heard of, a union.
I met a guy by the name of Bill Mackay, and he says, we're going to get a union in this place. What the hell is a union, you know? I said, well, these foremen won't have to be standing over. But anyway, Bill gave me some literature, and he said, don't let anybody see this. Put it in your pocket and read it when you get home, you know. And I put it in my shirt pocket. Later on, I went home that next morning, went to reading about it and everything. So that's how I got involved in the union.
But in a city already devastated by unemployment, union organizers found recruiting difficult. Then, early in 1932, the Rouge shut down completely, triggering an event that would change everything.
Out of many meetings and many discussions, it was decided that they would have a hunger march on Ford to let Ford know that he'd promised us $5 a day, and he'd close the plant without any explanation whatsoever. They marched through Detroit. In fact, gave us police escort all the way to the Dearborn boundary. And when we got there, we were told that we could not march any farther.
When we got to this corner here, Miller and Dix, the fireworks started. Hoses started to pour ice water on top of us, and there was a cordon of police right across Miller Road proper, acting as a barricade. Right in this spot in here, piles of coal, and some of the people got on top of the piles of coal, and they threw the coals back at the police and at the company people on the other side of the fence. The march went on towards Gate 3, and that's where men were shot. Instead of getting jobs, we got lead, we got bullets, and blood.
Four demonstrators were shot dead by police outside the Ford plant. The Miller Road Martyrs, as they were called, helped draw public attention to the auto workers' case. Washington backed them as well, after the Democrats regained power in 1933. Roosevelt's New Deal gave workers the legal right to have collective bargaining. And in 1937, the Auto Workers Union felt strong enough to take on the car companies. After a brief strike, the union was finally recognized by General Motors and Chrysler. Only Henry Ford held out. The union's tactics grew bolder.
The union had a 1914 Model T Ford with a brass radiator on it, and had a great big sign on the top of it. It said, "More modern, in Ford's labor policy. And I was driving it this day. We got up to the old administration building where Ford had its office. And I accidentally, on purpose, stalled it right in the driveway.
Jim Sullivan's demonstration was one of many as UAW recruiters stepped up their efforts. But it would take 3 more years before the union felt strong enough to stage a confrontation at Ford. In 1941, in the urgent atmosphere of World War, the showdown came. After a fight broke out between a foreman and a worker, Jim Sullivan felt the moment had arrived.
So I went back and made my call. I told Mike Whitman, I said, Mike, it's now or never. They're ready. I can take them out.
One of my first acts was to go up and push a red button to stop the line. I had a foreman named Jim Barberie. He rushed over to, what the hell do you think you're doing? So strike, strike. Everybody went to hollering, strike, strike, strike.
The world's largest automobile plant ground to a halt.
I felt real good. I said, boy, I really done a job, you know? I was dancing the jig. I made history. I shut down the Ford Motor Company.
It was one of the moments of my life that I'll never forget, to see people walking out on Miller Road and everybody grabbing each other and hollering and hugging each other. And I don't think Ford himself, wherever he is, whether he's in hell or heaven, will ever forget that day.
After the strike, the union had a legal contract with the company. Changes to the speed of the line and work practices were to be jointly negotiated. The Ford contract soon became a model for the rest of American industry.